If you like this video, click like. If you want to continue to follow our adventure, hit subscribe. Your support would be greatly appreciated. Hello, Lives on the Road subscribers and followers. Well, you know what today is, don't you? Yep. It's Friday. You know what that means, don't you? Yep. It's Easy 5 Friday. And today's topic is 5 considerations when dispersed camping. So last week I talked about free campsites. This time I thought I would talk about dispersed camping. And we did that for about 10 weeks in Virginia. Out there in the middle of nowhere, in the middle of the forest. It wasn't a campground. And a lot of these national forests, at least the ones we've been to, you can just park about 300 feet off the road in some of them, I think. Everyone has different rules. Out in the middle of nowhere. Number 1, how do you find water? No, you're not going to fill your tanks. You're not going to have a spigot of water here. You're not going to have any of that. But it's not that complicated to get all the water you need. You may want to buy your drinking water or do what we do. Filter it with a Berkey water system or something similar to that. I'm not a salesman for Berkey. Now, what you do, it's quite simple. And a lot of people frown on it for some reason, but just go get 8, 10, 5-gallon buckets, fill them up with water, and bring them back to your location. And I've heard people say, well, I got a small car, I can't do that. I saw people at the spring, water spring, it's a spring, and they put a pipe in the side of the mountain, and spring water comes right out of it. I saw people coming from all over the state, Washington, D.C., in small cars, filling up 5-gallon buckets, take it back to the house. You can do it. But you can find water everywhere. You go to the city park in Crawfordsville, which is about 40 miles from here, and they got faucets everywhere, drinkable water. And if you don't have a system like mine where you can just stick the bucket on top of the fridge, put a hose in it, and your pump pulls water out of it, then and you want to use your RV tank, devise a system, simple funnel may work, where you dump water right into your tank. Or you can even have a little submersible pump, put it in the bucket, and pump that water right into the tank. And now you got water in your tank. Now here's the thing. You're not going to be able to take 30-minute showers, 15-minute showers. Carolyn and I take about a 5-minute shower. You know, we don't use much water. We shut the water off when we're lathering up. Number 2, gray water. Okay, now I think, in my opinion, there's 2 different types of gray water. There is the smelly stuff that comes from your sink, doing dishes, all that food particle gray water. I don't think is actually that good environment. You put bleach in there, you put dishwashing soap in there. I don't think any of that's good for the water. So that's all going to go down into your tank. What I would do, of course, minimize the amount of water you're putting down that tank. It's very important. Is keep a bucket underneath your gray water discharge, and when it fills up, that bucket, you put a lid on it, and you take it to town. You dump it in anywhere. Again, go back to the city park. You can take it right to the toilet there and dump it in the toilet. And we did that a lot there in Virginia. We do it here too at this campsite. We just dump the water right into the bucket, and then when we're done, we take it right over to the privy, and we dump it in the privy. The second type of gray water is shower water. And I don't think that's quite as harmful. It doesn't attract animals. What you use is biodegradable soaps. You can use ivory soap. That's biodegradable. And you can let that run right on the ground. And tent campers have been doing that forever. Number 3, toilet. Look, I got a video on that, so I don't have to go on a lot of subject. I'm going to put the link right here. But to boil it all down, the simplest thing to do with the toilet is get yourself a bucket. You can buy little toilet rings that snap right onto the bucket. I mean, we've gotten to the point we don't use the toilet ring. you get a good sturdy trash bag that fits the 5-gallon bucket. Double bag it, and you can take it to the trash can. It's really not that complicated. Number 4, power. We have a refrigerator that we're out here all the time. We store meats in our freezer, and we store food and milk and all that stuff in the fridge. So we have to have power to run that fridge. It's quite simple. You get a generator, and for you solar panel gurus, get solar panels. You charge your batteries. The batteries, you just buy a cheap inverter if you don't have an inverter in your camper. Cheap inverter from Walmart, 750 watts, and it inverts those batteries into AC electric. So you can plug all your AC appliances. Now, you can't run your slow cooker, you can't run your coffee pot, you can't do that kind of stuff. Number 5, campfires. Now, the reason I put this one on here, and because it is a true consideration. You come out to these national forests, every national forest have different rules. You need to look up your rules for campfires. You come to a campsite, like this one that we're at, you can have campfires. But you go out on the forest, they won't let you burn on the ground. And this stuff here, these pine needles, are so dang flammable. There's no kidding, this is just no joke. So no, they don't want you burning out here on the ground. Here in Florida, they like to bring barrels. I've seen some bring inside the dryer drum. They've done, all kinds of things to deal with that problem. I mean, I saw a controlled burn, and even the controlled burn burnt down a good portion of the bridge that I had to put the fire out on. So please be careful with your campfires. It's a serious problem in a lot of areas, like here in Florida. So anyway, that's the 5 considerations to disperse camping out there all by yourself. So thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe. Click like if you like the video, and happy travels.